Hey, how's it going? It's this kid, and today I'm going to go over the Restoration Druid Mage Tower event. Hopefully I can give you some kind of like tips and tricks to help out here. As far as talents, I went for Abundance, Wild Charge, Balance Affinity, Mighty Bash, Tree of Life, Spring Blossoms, and Germination. You can change some of your talents after the first part and right before the last part. If you want, you can go something like Cultivation or Soul of the Forest during this first and second part, and then Tree of Life at the end, because Tree of Life is needed for sure for the last part. Same kind of thing with Balance Affinity and Guardian Affinity. Balance Affinity is needed for this first part, but maybe isn't necessarily needed for the last part. So in this first part, there is these waves of mobs that spawn. There is going to be an archer, a mage, and a soldier. The archer is going to do these arrows. You can see the arrow on the ground there. If you get hit by one of these arrows, you lose all your mana. So make sure to stand behind someone and just dispel them as soon as they get hit. The mages do a good amount of damage. They just take chunks out of people. Nothing too crazy, to be honest. They got nerfed a lot. They used to deal probably around 50-60% chunks, and right now you can see maybe there's like a 40% chunk out of Granny. The only people that I'm really worried about are the soldiers though. The soldiers have an ability called Knife Dance, and they have kind of like a relentless pursuit kind of thing, where they get big and they chase after you and do a ton of damage. As far as the Knife Dance though, that is the only thing that I really care about. That's what you need Balance Affinity for specifically. So he's going to start casting it here, spins around, and throws knives at all the people in the party. The important thing to know about that is that you want to allow them to get the full cast off and get one tick of Knife Dance going before you Typhoon them or before you do anything really. The chase, you can just run away, you can Wild Charge, you can root them, Cyclone them, whatever you want to do. But as far as the Knife Dance, you want to take care of that as soon as possible. So if they're casting it, make sure you have Typhoon available, or Cyclone or Bash or something like that. I pretty much save Typhoon for this wave though, because right here they both cast it at the same time. I let them get 1 or 2 ticks off, and then I cast Ursol's Vortex. And that specific chain of abilities is very, very important, because now the mage is dead. So all you have to worry about is these two guys. Luckily, they decided to run after me again for some reason. Stupid from them, but sometimes they'll cast Knife Dance again, and it's a little bit harder to deal with. So what I did is I just bashed and I cycloned the other. Then this guy's running after me. It's just one, super easy. And then we go from there. Cyclone him whenever he does Knife Dance. So you should see him cast it here. So we cyclone that because we don't want to deal with that. We heal everyone to full and we run away. Last wave, pretty easy. He is going to cast Knife Dance once. Boom, stop that. Gonna run after me, so I run away a little bit. So I roots him, run behind Granny. I want to dispel her, and then heal everyone up. Because he is rooted, they're gonna attack the archer, but typically they'll attack this guy first. So I will Cyclone him, I believe. Yep. Right as they're about to switch to him because they prioritize this guy. But I think they kill the archer first. No, they're going to kill this guy first anyway. Make sure to dispel these guys, but rinse and repeat. Nothing's really crazy after that 4th wave, but make sure on this 4th wave, you're going to do these exact things. You're going to Typhoon on that first tick, and then right after Typhoon, you're going to place Ursol's Vortex. Those 2 specific things are very, very needed, and it just makes this way, way easier. So moving on, you get done with all these waves, and you get into the DPS fight. So you get chased down into here. You are not in combat anymore, so you can eat, you can do whatever you want, but you run in here and all your people get taken away. So now it's your turn, and you're gonna have to DPS these eyes. The eyes do a very, very close proximity AoE, but it does a ton of damage when it's all of them at once. You're gonna kill these eyes one by one. Once you're done with killing them, you wanna run away from all the rest and run towards basically where the last one died. Make sure you are pretty high health before you kill one, because they take a chunk of your health. It's about 60, 70%, whatever. You can dot separate ones to make it go faster, but for the most part you can take it one by one. So we keep doing that, kill all the eyes, keep healing ourselves up. Once that's done, we get into the next room. There are 2 orbs. The 2 orbs you have to keep damaged a little bit, otherwise they will kill you. They walk into you and they one-shot you. With this guy and his bats, you're going to want to Sunfire and Moonfire each one, and then spam Starfire on this guy, and eventually they should all die. But if they don't, then they do a ton of damage to you, so make sure they die as soon as possible. After that, you just DPS this guy. Not that bad, but watch out for the orbs, for sure. Make sure to Sunfire them or something. Open up the gate, and there's going to be this one guy running around. You want to dispel him, and then Wild Growth, Tranquility. It's going to heal up all these guys that are low on health, and they're going to help you in the next fight. The next fight is going to be this Archer. Same thing as before. They're going to teleport behind you and shoot arrows. The arrows will pretty much ruin your entire time. So you want to get behind these guys, which you just healed. And all you got to do is just DPS her down. Not that bad. Rinse and repeat. Keep running behind these guys. Next part. There's this gate, and there's all these orbs. So you're going to Sunfire. Super easy. It's going to get all of them. Boom, 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 boom. And then final part. So you open the gate. There are 3 eyes, and there's this main guy. The main guy pretty much does no damage, but he summons beams on the floor, and they're going to do a ton of damage to you. Not a ton, but you want to avoid them. You're taking a ton of damage from these eyes, so just the small chunks that they do to you, you just want to avoid that. Watch your health a lot in this part, because you don't notice how much damage the beams do, and on top of that the eyes are dying, doing a ton of damage to you. So just be careful. Be very careful of your health. Heal up as much as possible. Regrowth basically costs nothing, so just keep using it over and over to get to full while you're damaging the eyes. After that, I just bash him just to be safe, and then do a ton of damage to him. I used drums on this just to be safe. There's probably things that I could save time on and do a little bit more damage, but I just wanted to be safe and get those drums, use them for this phase specifically. I didn't like this. I would run out of time at like 5-10%, whatever, and it just annoyed me too much, and I just got drums. You get done with that phase, and then you can change your talents, like I said. You can change the Tree of Life if you don't have it already, just with these tomes of, I think it's Rapid Mind or something like that. But you run into the next room, and he causes your allies to go insane and attack each other. So what you're going to need to do is heal up your allies while also healing these 3 random mobs that he summons towards him. First thing I do is Tree of Life and spam Regrowth on each of them, one by one. Boom, easy. Make sure you keep an eye on your allies though. They will lose a lot of health during this, and I did make the mistake of not paying attention to one of them. Keep going, keep healing. You can use Nature's Grasp, you can use Swift Mend, all that stuff on them. But you pretty much spam Regrowths for the most part. Last wave, you're going to use Tranquility, and it should heal all of them up for the most part to full. think there's one that doesn't heal up to full for some reason. But I think, yeah, just the heal over time heals into full. So if you did not heal 1 or 2 or 3 or however many people up to full during that phase, they will get summoned at the end here. I missed one, but luckily it was just an archer, and as we all know, they are useless and they don't do anything, so we kill the archer really quick. After that, we fight the boss. The boss will jump on you and place a little pool on the ground. Pool does a lot of damage. It's like 10% every second or so, something like that. But the more important thing is the debuff that he places on you. The debuff is however much health you have. When the debuff falls off, it will do that amount of damage to the rest of the party. So you see there, they took a ton of damage. That's because the debuff ran off, and I had a decent amount of health. So what you want to do is keep yourself pretty low. Keep yourself at like under 40%, but not enough to where you're going to die from one of the ticks of the pool. But also keep them up as much as possible. So you can use like, you can actually use Tree of Life again because you used it as the first cooldown initially there. So you'll see I'll use Tree of Life in a little bit. So I got this debuff here. Hopefully I don't die. Alright, but that's about it. So hopefully it helped. There was that little trick in the beginning where they both do the knife dance, and you let them get one tick off into Ursol's vortex right here. And that specifically helped me get past this part. Just that one thing. And then after that, Cyclone 1, and you should be good. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully this helped out a little bit. It was just a little quick voiceover thing, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. See ya.